What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Eric Wilson. Today, joined by my co-hosts, Colin Alcaves and Will Cohen, who's in the middle of eating pizza. How dare he not wait until after we finish recording to eat his breakfast? He woke up about 20 minutes ago. I'm exposing everything today. We're getting right on into it. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Artemi Panarin, my favorite player. Is it time to move on from him or not? We'll see. We're going to dive right into it. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure you guys like, subscribe, ring that bell to miss notifications, leave your thoughts down in that comment section below, and be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms at Fireside Rangers. And as soon as Will is done closing that pizza box, we can get started. Colin, how you doing today?
I'm good. Good to be back. I know it's been a little bit since we've done anything here. We've all been pretty busy. But always a pleasure to be talking about the Rangers. I got some new jerseys that I want to debut in some of these other videos. Obviously, today I had plans, so I couldn't wear them. I got places to go, people to see. Nick's party to watch.
Birthday. Leave a comment. Happy birthday, Colin's grandpa.
And then so let's get right into it. William, are you done? You done?
Yeah, Will, how's the pizza?
I'm not done eating, but I know that I'm not supposed to eat on camera, so I'm just like it's
I don't mind. It's the viewers that mind.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna harass the viewers by eating, so I can save it.
Let's make it a mukbang episode. Fans watching, I'm gonna allow Will to eat his pizza. What's the rating? Dave Portnoy style. What are we looking at?
All right, hang on. This is a crust.
Good crunch. How's the flop?
I heard the crunch. I hope it stays in the recording.
Flop is great.
Phone's ringing. Will, you are so unprofessional. It was Colin's phone.
It was not my phone. I picked up a ring.
What's the score? We got to get this thing going. Viewer retention on this episode is going to be horrendous.
5.5 out of 10.
5.5? That would be terrible pizza.
It's not great, but it's good, but it's not great.
All right. Anyways, we've got some business to conduct here. Artemi Panarin is in the final year of his current contract. We signed him to a 7-year deal 6 years ago. And throughout those years, we've seen many great seasons. The first 100-point player on the Rangers in a long, long time. He was a Hart candidate 1 year. Great player, great overall player, best forward on the team by far. But here's the thing. He's getting kind of old. He's in the final year of his contract. The Rangers are looking to retool. We're going to need money to sign some younger guys in the future. Should we just cash in now, trade him at the deadline, maybe even this offseason? I personally don't think we should. Longtime fans of the channel will know he is my favorite player. I love watching him play. But there are some people out here saying maybe it's time to move on. We've seen some rumors out there on the internet that says possibly, maybe jury's taking calls, listening to offers. So, Colin, I'll start with you because Will's just enjoying his breakfast. What are your thoughts?
For me, it's going to be a no. I think you got to keep a player of his caliber. He hasn't really taken any steps back. Actually, 2 seasons, he's kind of stepped up. Obviously he had the 120-point season when we won the President's Trophy, 49 goals, 71 assists. And then last season, he still had 37 goals, 52 assists. So, I mean, he's still almost a 40-goal scorer. And that was a down year for the whole team. So, you can't really take that into account. But 89 points in 80 games and only a -9 on a team that was struggling mightily last year. So I think it's difficult to move a guy like that, especially a guy who contributes as much as he does. It's 89 points across the board. You take that away. I mean, what would we have really done last year outside of what we barely did? So, and not to mention, like, in New York, most of New York really loves this guy. I mean, he's kind of been the savior for the Rangers. He came in at a really dark time, kind of turned the franchise around. I know he accelerated the rebuild a little bit faster than some people would have liked, but I mean, he's been the best free agent signing that the Rangers have had in God knows how long. I mean, we've seen a lot of names come and go through here, and he's by far, in my opinion, the best Ranger that I've seen them just go and get. So
I would even go as far to say that he is the best free agent signing in all of the NHL across the last decade. That might be a hot take, but for the price, looking at what he's done, I would go as far to say that.
I think had he helped us secure a cup already, I would 100% double down on that. But seeing as we haven't reached the end goal, it's hard for me to say that he is the best free agent signing in the last decade in the whole NHL. But for the Rangers, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a hot topic. Let us know in the comments. But you did bring up a good point. He hasn't helped us reach the ultimate goal. He's had his playoff moments. He had that overtime goal against Pittsburgh. He's played good in the playoffs, but he hasn't been that player that comes in and carries us to a championship like we've seen with other teams in the past. And like a lot of the players on this team, like Zibanejad, like Truba, he's not really a playoff performer. He doesn't really excel. The way that he plays in the regular season doesn't exactly translate to the playoffs, which if we're trying to win a cup, that may or not affect whether or not the Rangers want to keep him or not. So, Will, I'm going to ask that you take just a little pause on breakfast here. Bear in mind,
I have not eaten in 5 minutes.
It's 9 a.m. Will's eating pizza and drinking Sprite at the time of the recording.
It is 12. It is 1:12.
Will doesn't know how to read a clock. Mine clearly says 9 a.m. on the dot. Will, does Panarin's playoff performances affect your opinion on if we should keep him or not?
I do think that Panarin has not been the player the Rangers in the playoffs. He hasn't been the player the Rangers have needed, but I still think that his play in the playoffs opens up for his line mates. I mean, I don't think Alexis Lafreniere would have had 14 points last year without Panarin being on the ice. So no, it really doesn't change the fact for me. I think Panarin hasn't been great, but there have been a plethora of other players who have not stepped up in the playoffs when you needed them to. So a lot of people like to harp on Panarin's playoff performance, but at the same time, yeah, I get it. He's your $11 million player and you need him to be a little bit better, but there's a long list of players who are also not performing that you need to. So yeah, you can blame the Rangers not having a cup on Panarin, but it's not. It's a full team effort. Like, you can't just look at one player and say he's the reason we haven't won a cup.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is a team problem when it comes to the playoffs, but I feel like Panarin is just the guy that everyone looks to. He's like I said, easily the best forward on this team. We need a guy that is going to come in, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Obviously, we're all in agreement. We want to see him stay. Let him finish out this contract. I would even sign once the contract expires. I would probably sign him for another 2 or 3 year cheaper deal, just so he can finish his career as a Ranger. I love the guy and the way he plays. So obviously, I'm going to say that, but just for the sake of the conversation, right? If the Rangers were to trade Panarin this offseason, what are we looking for in return? Because that's a big franchise-changing move right there, getting rid of your best player. Does that immediately put us toward a rebuild? Are we going to go out and try to get someone even better than him to help us win a Stanley Cup at this point in time? How do we think it would look? I'll let whoever wants to take it go first.
I'll take it because I want Will to get a slice of pizza in here.
I'm pondering right now.
What's it called? I think it would be more of a retool. I think when you get rid of a guy like Panarin, obviously that's a huge gap you have to fill. But we have the young players already, so it would open up more time for some of these younger guys to slot in a Gabe Perreault or an Othman or whoever that may be. Whoever needs to slide up those wings and fill that role. I think giving them top 6 minutes would be massive for them. So if you do move a guy like Panarin, it does just give more time for these young guys. So I would say more of a retool and seeing what you have in your prospects. And these guys are not like just some Joe Smoke prospects. These are top prospects in the league. So it's just a matter of seeing what you have in those guys, and then from there seeing whether that's going to be your long-term answer or whether you do have to go out and acquire some more talent.
I can agree with that. I think there's definitely going to come a time where Othman and Perreault are going to slot into this lineup. I know obviously Othman has NHL time logged in already, and he's played solid. But I don't really know when Perreault is going to come up. So I feel like it all kind of factors on that. Like, when are these younger players going to be ready for that full-time top 6 opportunity? Because obviously we're not going to put Panarin on the 3rd or 4th line, but that is a good point. Will, I'll let you share your thoughts on what a Panarin trade could possibly look like and mean for the Rangers, and then we'll wrap it up.
You mean like a package? You want a package? Well,
I don't know. It's like if your trade, like let's just say Chris Drury decides right here and now, I'm trading Panarin this offseason. What are you looking for in return? Are Are you going for a rebuild after that, or are you going to be like Colin and treat it like a retool, keep going?
Good God. I'm going for a retool. I think that you're getting 11, almost, what was it, 11 and a quarter of a million off the books, and a guy like Connor McDavid, who I think they're going to go for heavily, is going to be a free agent next year. So is Jack Eichel. So I think they'd go for a retool, kind of have a reset year, and then 2 pretty big free agents are going to be on the market next year for you to allow to start rebuilding your Stanley Cup core. So
who are the
I'd
two?
go if I trade Panarin, it's going to be a retool afterwards, knowing how the free agent class is going to be.
Well, you mentioned 2 big free agents next year. Who are you thinking?
Out of McDavid and Eichel?
Oh, I didn't realize they were both going to be there.
Yeah.
I knew McDavid.
I'm going with McDavid over Eichel.
No, I wasn't asking which one. I just you
Oh.
said 2. I didn't know which 2 players you were talking about.
Oh,
I knew
sorry.
McDavid would be. I was not aware of
McDavid and Eichel. They are free agents next year.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what our next episode's going to be about. But we'll get to that another time. So that about wraps up. Will, do you mind? I'm trying to do an outro here.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to
You know
see
what?
Jack Eichel's contract.
No, you ruined it. No outro. Let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.